Everyone is talking about AI, but when it comes to sustainability professionals, I find it almost there is no resources when it comes to actual use cases and how to implement AI, even if simple workflows or simple use cases that you and I can implement in our day-to-day. Whether you are a corporate employee or you work for a small business, even if you have your own consulting firm, I think this would be really insightful and useful, easy to replicate use case. Therefore, this is basically a use case to deliver and generate and ship a supplier code of conduct ready to use within 10-15 minutes. What do we need to do? Basically, what do we need is a pretty good input when it comes to material plus the prompt. We start with the ESRS ISO 2400 and the United Nations guiding principles. Plus, if you have sustainability reports, earlier sustainability reports, the most recent, if you already have a current supplier code of conduct, you want to update, basically, if you have sustainability statement, vision, clear principles, goals for your suppliers. Plus, we need our Notion template or our prompt that we'll use. I have a Notion page where I have basically the prompts that I personally use. I share some, and most probably this would be shared, completely shared soon once we have a pretty good prompts or content inside. So we go to the procurement and supply chain, and here we can find our prompt for the supplier code of conduct, and basically we'll copy and paste into ChatGPT, ChatGPT, and well, if you see, we have the input. These I'm referencing in my prompt sustainability report. I do not have for the case study here. I'm using a fictional company, but just to showcase, you have to include the sustainability report or a sustainability statement, vision, even type it in. That would be enough. So and then you need to adjust basically the prompt. Then we jump into ChatGPT, and this is basically the first step. So we have the prompt: you are responsible sourcing and ESG compliance advisor helping a procurement team update supplier documentation from the lens of sustainability policies, translator, align supplier code of and contracts in the ESIs. So basically, this is the role or the clear lens. And here, what we need to accomplish, I would also add, for example, E5 and S3, human rights due diligence expectations, and I would like it to provide core sustainability principles, mandatory commitments, specific supplier engagement, ESG pillars, contract close, example, monitoring and audit mechanism, and remediation procedure. Then assets, as explained, either the current version we do not have, and it's important to include the sustainability report for the sake of just performing this use case. We aren't adding any sustainability report, but I would include below in the context. So the industry, the sector, let's say construction, and it's in SME and ESG focus. So yeah, here. So scope 3 reduction, net zero by 2050, circular packaging, and we can add zero plastic by 2070. No, that's the thing. And let's basically roll it out. Let's see. Here's a supply code of conduct, guide, 4 to 6 pages, tailored to construction SME, and it provides basically text ready to go for our code of conduct, complete code of conduct. What I would do then is jump into Gamma, the next step, basically the magic. I hope I still have some credit here, and I copy and paste simply. We are not producing presentation or a website, it's a document default, and then generate from notes. You can preserve the exact text and you can summarize it, long text to or document. We do not want to summarize it. We would ask for generate from notes. so it can design properly, and then we continue to prompt editor. And here we go. So we have a concise, and then just let's try one type. Let's see, light. I'll go with this one. No. Let's go with this one. No, this sounds like an IT firm. Okay, this one looks good for construction firm, and let's see. Let's generate something. And we are currently in number 7. The great thing about Gamma is that you basically have a completely designed. You can definitely change the photos if you don't like these. You have your own stock photos, but you can simply just edit in here. So key frameworks can just adjust. Sustainable construction services, let's say construction firm, you can just edit in here, is committed to responsible sourcing and sustainable construction practices that contribute to net zero by 2050 and circular economy goals. The Supplier Code of Conduct sets out the minimum sustainability, environmental, social, and governance (ESG) expectations for all suppliers. It sounds great. This code is a binding part of the procurement contracts, and then core sustainability principle, legal and ethical compliance, climate action and net zero, pollution prevention, reference E2, circular economy, resources, human rights, transparency and collaboration. You can simply just remove this, add whatever text you want, and here you can also change these. You can simply change everything, and this is where the next step, which is the human in the loop. And by now we have been working for 8 minutes, and then you have basically 10-15 minutes to go through, ensure that the content is what you're looking for, ensure that the pictures make sense, and most importantly is to check the content. And this is very important. So here, monitoring and audit mechanism just generated by GPT by itself. So if you have a different approach, you either earlier include it as a document within the prompt, or you have to adjust it in here. And it is pretty easy to adjust within Gamma. And by now we are, once the human in the loop is done, your code of conduct is ready, either for your or for your client, provided for your client as already designed, let's say, finished code of conduct. My question is, do you think this is a use case that is worth pursuing, or does it sound crazy that this is even something that sustainability or ESG professionals should pursue? Would like to hear from you in the comments. What do you think?